What's up, guys? It's your boy Darkskin, and today we are going to be going over both Escanors in the game and comparing which Escanor is better. Now, I've been getting so many people asking me this over and over, and it's actually crazy, man. Like, I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but like, you guys are relentless. Like, it's crazy. So, we're gonna go ahead and get into it, but before we do, if you guys want to play Grand Cross on your PC, 60 frames, no lag, there's a link in the description. You can download BlueStacks, which is the emulator that I use, and you can download Grand Cross. You can play it completely free, and it helped me out a bunch if you did. So if you do, thank you guys. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into the video. So, starting out, we have Green Escanor and we have Red Escanor. Now, I'm going to go over both of them. And then after I go over both of them, I'm going to talk about like their strengths, weaknesses, go into their teams and everything like that. And basically just talk about who's better, yada, 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 etc., this, that, and the third. So, starting out, both of their stats are the same. Both of their stats are all, like, the units, if you guys don't know how the units work, both of the stats, like, stats on units don't change, right? 7,380, 560, 7,380, 560, like, all of the stats just stay the same, right? You look at crit chance 20, crit chance 20, they're all the same, right? So, we don't have to go over stats because they both have the same exact stats. Base level. Anyways, obviously, once you max them out, they have increased stats, but the stats are generally the same anyway. So, starting out with Green Escanor, right? He's a green unit. His first card is inflicts damage equal to 240% of attack to one enemy. Inflicts damage equal to 300% attack to one enemy, and fills ult gauge by 1. And then, his rank 3, it's 500% attack to one enemy, fills ult gauge by 2, right? Really good. Now, moving on to a second skill, Cruel Sun, inflicts damage equal to 180% of attack to one enemy, ignites for 3 turns. Then, at rank 2, removes buffs, does the same damage, ignites for the same amount of turns. So, from rank 1 to rank 2, it's kind of not that good. Excuse me. Rank 3, removes buffs from one enemy and inflicts damage equal to 300% of attack, applies 2 ignite stacks for 4 turns, right? Boom. Now, moving on, right, to his passive. Person who stands on the pinnacle, removes buffs and debuffs when the hero's ult move gauge is completely filled, grants debuff immunity. Now, the thing about this is that he cannot be buffed or debuffed when he has max ult gauge. Granted, it's a really good thing against, like, certain teams, like, King Brum, etc., but he also cannot be buffed. So, Arthur, Gother, Gil Thunder, Halbrum, all of those units cannot buff him whenever he is max ult. So, basically, you can't increase his ult damage, right? You can't, like, nuke with him in that sense because, he can't be buffed. But, I mean, like I said, it's really good when it comes to, like, debuffs and stuff like that. Because, even if he's debuffed, if you get a max ult, he would just undebuff himself. Which is pretty cool. Moving on to his... Well, I'm not going to really talk about... The ultimates are literally the exact same, right? 840%, 840% goes to 960 with Merlin. They're literally... Both ults are the exact same thing, right? So, that is Green Escanor. Now, let's talk about Red Escanor, right? He's a red unit, obviously. Literally same stats like I said. First ability, inflicts amplify damage equal to 180% of attack to one enemy. Rank 2, amplify damage equal to 270% to one enemy. And then rank 3, amplify 450 to one enemy, right? Now, moving on to the second one, it inflicts damage equal to 150% AoE. At rank 2, it's still 150%, but it depletes ult gauge by 1. And then at rank 3, it's 250, and it depletes ult gauge by 3, right? Now, comparing that to other Escanor, his starts at 240, but you got to keep in mind, he's going to have a buff on him. If you look at his passive, increases HP-related stats of the hero by 50% for 3 turns at the start of battle. So this becomes 210, right? So 210 to what? 240. Then you got 300 to 300, which is, they're basically the same. And then for the last one, you have 480 to 500. So they're very similar in it. Green Escanor's multipliers are a little bit higher for the first and third rank, but overall it's generally the same. Not too crazy. Then if you look at the second skill compared to the other one, he has 180 on his first and second, he has 150 on his first and second, but you got to keep in mind, this is AoE. This is an AoE ability. So, like, that's going to be really good for him. And he can take away old gauge. Whereas he's only putting one ignite stack on one enemy. And then right here, it's 250. And then on him, it's 300. So, yeah, I mean, obviously, the green Escanor has a little bit higher multipliers. Nothing crazy, but a little bit higher multipliers. But, as far as this Escanor, HP-related stats consist of HP, regeneration, lifesteal, and recovery. So, basically, this Escanor's lifesteal is going to be 50% for the first 3 turns of the match, whereas this one has 0. So, if this Escanor hits you for 100k, he's healing for 50k. It's actually disgusting. Like, it's crazy. So, for the first 3 turns, he's just going to be, like, dumb, right? If he has 100k HP, it now becomes 150k because of his passive, which is really good. This acts as a buff. That's why I said all of these go up by 30% because amplifies 30% increase. And like I said, they're also the same, so whatever. But anyways, talking about their respective teams, right? The team that you run Escanor on, this Escanor, I said Escanor. The team you run Escanor on is usually going to be penetration team. So basically with Blue Demon Meliodas and with Blue Lilia. And why it's called pin team is because Blue Lilia, all allies increase their pin rate by 50% of this hero's value. So her penetration is 50, so you increase it about 25%. Not to mention if you run like you can run some penetration on her or whatever you want to do, and it'll add up a little bit more, or whatever the case. But that is this Escanor's main team. Now you can back in the day, people would run this Escanor with like what, Blue King and then like Red Helbram, but I'm pretty sure that team's not better than penetration team, so we're not gonna count it. But yeah, so like this green Escanor's main team is the penetration team, which would be Meliodas Lilia. Now, the thing about that is, red Escanor can be ran on the penetration team as well. You can run green Escanor or red Escanor on this penetration team. Most people run red Escanor, and I'm going to talk about why in a little bit. But red Escanor, his team, or best team, main team, whatever you call it, is the mono red, which would be Escanor, Gowther, Arthur. And the reason why, obviously, is because not only does Arthur increase HP-related stats of humans by 15%, and Escanor is a human, as you can see right here. If it does it show it? Does it go for it? I don't know if it counts. Here we can actually, I can show you guys. Bond's human, right? Boom, there you go. Anyway, so Arthur is giving HP-related stats to this Escanor, meaning that he is getting 15% lifesteal, 15% HP, recovery, all of that for the first 3 turns, and then it goes down to 15%. So it's I said what? It's 65%, excuse me, and then it goes down to 15%. That's what I meant to say. But yeah, because of his passive. On top of, at rank 1, right, he can give Escanor 3 stats. Rank 1 card, give Escanor 3 stats. So now Escanor has 4 buffs. He has 4 buffs, like turn 1. So now, instead of him getting 30% from his passive, it now becomes 120%. On rank 1, 120%. This now is a 300% card. Like, this now is a 390% card. This is now a 570. Like, it just becomes, his damage just becomes outrageous once, like, that happens. Not to mention, it's still increasing his attack. And if you get higher ones, it increases the attack even more. Well, this one doesn't actually, but it's just AoE. But this one is by 30%. Along with, there's Gowther, and if you somehow get this, you can just always do, like, basically this team is built to make Escanor just 1v9. He just fights everybody by himself, and you can't stop him. Because you have Gowther ranking up Escanor and Arthur if need be. You have Arthur who is buffing Escanor and Arthur if need be. And Gowther if need be, excuse me. But like, basically he's just, you're basically putting all your resources into him and like wanting him to carry. Now, like I said, the thing is, Escanor is ran on the penetration team. He can be ran on this team as well, and most people run him over green Escanor. And the reason why is because this Escanor has more utility in the sense of he has a single target ability, he's gonna live longer because he has sustain and he has like higher HP, and he can take away ult gauge. Where yes, Lilia can take away ult gauge, but you gotta realize like 150, 150, 250, she's not doing any damage. But since this is Escanor and his stats are so high, he's gonna be doing damage with these cards, right? And imagine having two people that can take away ult gauge. It just becomes very annoying. He can do stupid amounts of damage. So, like, it's just really, really good. Compared to Escanor, who is just pure damage. He has no utility. All of his, everything points toward damage. Damage, yeah, he can get his ult gauge filled up. But, like I said, the best team in the game is Pin Team, which is going to be Lilia and Escanor, who are both going to be able to take away ultimates. So, like, him being able to get his ult gauge is not as, like, you know, it's not super crazy. But yeah, like, he's just damage here. And then he's just damage here. Now, don't get me wrong. Both Escanors are amazing. Both Escanors are very, very good. But Red Escanor is definitely 100% better. And I feel like a lot of you guys are asking me that for the sake of, like, choosing who to use. By all accounts, Red Escanor is better. And if you have both, I would use Red Escanor. But they are both used in various things. Because, like, don't get me wrong. Green Escanor can be used in like he's used in a Gray Demon Hell. Like, look, geared, ungeared, his passive is really good, and then it doesn't show it because it says EX, which is extreme. He's not used in extreme, but if we're talking Hell, Green Escanor, like, you literally ult rush. Like, here, let me show you my team. Let me show you my team for oh, my game's frozen. Okay, well, I guess I'm not showing you. I was farming overnight, and then I went back to the home screen, fell asleep, forgot to redo it. But anyways, literally Gray Hell, you run double Escanor. So, like, this Escanor is very good. But if you look at Red Escanor, right? He's good in everything. Because, like, you got to realize in raids, right? You're going to be using a booster. And since the booster is going to be giving him stats, he's just going to be hitting like a truck. I don't know if you guys saw my Gallon video. Or any of my other booster videos, but my friend Juzo, he's running this Red Escanor, and he's like one shot. It's disgusting damage. But yeah, he's used in like Red Demon. He's good for farming, PvP geared, ungeared, passive, Crimson, everything except for Gray Demon, which, like, he has type disadvantage in. So, like, Red Escanor is, like, for sure 100% better, but they are still both very, very usable. A lot of you guys have been asking me who is better. So I did this video to show you and tell you Red Escanor is better. So for all of you asking, all you want to know, this one is better. Now you guys know. Now you guys got the information. Do what you want with that information. Keep in mind though, like I said, I use both Escanors. Yes, I use the red one a lot more, but, like, don't just, like, throw the... it's kind of like Blue King and Green King, right? Let's go look at them real quick, just so you guys understand. As soon as I get to them, okay. Blue King, Green King. Blue King, amazing unit, right? He can petrify for 1 turn, 2 turns. He can cleanse. He can heal. He can heal even better. Obviously, they have the same ult, so that's whatever. But yeah, his passive is increasing stats to himself and other fairy units, which would be Red Hellbrum. He's used in geared, ungeared, and Red Demon. Well, Extreme Red Demon. If you look at Green King, he's not super crazy, right? He's literally damage. Crit damage, to be exact, right? This double crit damage increase, but it's crit, crit, crit. If you look at this, it increases damage by 20% per debuff and targets and removes debuffs. But it's literally crit, crit, crit. He's just ult. He's going to be critting. Like I said, the ults are the same, even though he's going to be critting on his ult. His passive is literally made for him to crit. So everything for Green King is just pure damage. It's literally him just critting. So on all accounts, Blue King is better, except for, like, pure damage. This King is used in almost everything. The only thing he's not used in is Gray Demon, which this King was made for. So it's like, you gotta understand, like, they're both really good, but, like, Red Escanor is just Blue King, and Green Escanor is Green King. That's just how it is. I don't know if you guys, like, if that hurts your feelings or whatever. Not to mention, a really good thing, right? Now, it kind of sucks for global, but red Escanor is a coin shop unit, so you can get him out of the coin shop. Green Escanor is only a banner unit, so you have to summon for him. So even if you don't pull red Escanor out of a banner, which he's probably going to have a banner because all coin shop units on global have a banner. So even if you don't pull red Escanor out the banner, he will be in the coin shop, and you can just buy him there. On my JP account, my red Escanor's ultimate is 4 out of 6 because I've bought copies out of the coin shop. Whereas my green Escanor's 1 out of 6. Haven't pulled any dupes. So it's very, very good that red Escanor is a coin shop unit because he is the better unit. So, anyways, that's going to be it for this video. Be sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, comment down below, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. With that being said, I will see you guys next time. Peace.